Hey everyone, welcome back to another Agating adventure with me, Chalcedony Chris. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Agate. Hey everyone, welcome back to another agate hunting adventure. I'm Chalcedony Chris, and this is the Canterbury coastline on New Zealand's South Island. It's supposed to be the middle of summer, but that's a really cold wind blowing off the sea. We're going to be heading to the right, which is north. We're going to be looking for agates that have washed out of some of the rivers locally. They get washed out from the mountains, down the rivers, out onto the beach, and then the longshore current takes them slowly north until they eventually hit Birdling's Flat south of Christchurch. But here we are close to the source, and the agates will be a lot bigger. You can see the average size of the rocks are that big, so you do get some decent sized nodules, and the smaller ones tend to not be broken too badly, so that's pretty good. There's obviously a lot of broken ones, but there's so many that we'll probably get some good ones today. Let's see how it goes. Yep, so walking down the beach, just looking in the wet section, spotted a little agate here in front of me. Whoops. Let's try to stay dry. Okay, quite plain. It has the common opal base. Here's something a little bit different. Yeah, I'm not even sure what you would call that. It's just chalcedony mixed in with andesite, brecciated andesite, sort of glued it back together. I don't think there's an agate sort of hidden in there. You might be able to cut this and get a cross section, but it looks so badly fractured it's probably not worth it, so I won't take this home. So I spotted something quite cool here. This is something called quartzite, and it often confuses people who are new to looking for agates to thinking it is an agate. This is actually quite a nice one. Sort of pre-tumbled, so I'll just chuck this one in the tumbler and polish it up, and that'll be quite a nice little egg. That's very cool. It's like gas clouds on a planet out in space. I like that one. Okay, I think I've got an agate here. I think I see banding. It's yeah. Let me just show you. Let me just show you. Here you go. It looks like mostly clear stuff. Yeah. Oh well, we'll give it a cut. Okay, holy moly. So a wave came and I jumped over the woody stuff there, and I thought, what the heck is this in front of me? And oh my god, I think it's an agate. Oh, it's big. Oh, it's big. Look at it. Oh, it's huge for the beach. Oh, look at it. Oh my gosh, wow, just wow. That is epic, epic, epic. Quartz cap, nice banding. Oh my word. Look at that. That is amazing. And off the beach too, that is big for the beach. That is big for the beach. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, baby. That's a good one. That's a good one. Wow. And if it wasn't for that wave, I wouldn't have jumped just over there and I wouldn't have seen it. Wow. Awesome. Okay, let's go wet it quick. See if we can extract any more detail out of it without filling our gumboots full of cold water. Oh, baby. Look at that. Those crystals. I don't think I've seen one like this before. That's probably, I wonder if it's come out of the cliff, because that looks like iron staining, like it's been in the ground for a long time. Oh, it's like a UFO. So this is kind of a little bit of a letdown after what I've just found, but it's a Rangi Bandy, Rangitata River banded agate. Although to be fair, the Hines and the Ashburton River also produce ones almost identical to this. I'll keep it as a gift. I'll chuck it in the garden or something. Oops. So I just had to dive and grab this one on the last wave that came in. It's quite quartzy. Some rock going through it. Not the greatest, but it's something. Well, that might be a bit of moss coming up through the middle. Can you see it? Pretty much in the middle of the screen there. Let's go grab it before. Oh crap! There it is. Oh, it's just a broken chunk. Yeah. Not the best piece you'll ever see. Oh well. Carry on. As you can tell by all the wood on the beach, this is near to the Rangitata River that flooded recently, as you would have seen from some of my previous videos. If you haven't seen any of those yet, I'll just add a little link in the top of the screen right now. This beach was also a lot flatter. It's currently quite steep. Yeah, the sea's a powerful thing. It's moved, I don't know, many tons of rocks up way higher than it used to be. There are a lot of bigger rocks up here, so I'm hoping for a bigger agate. I already got one today, but you gotta swing big to hit a home run, something like that. And I can also sort of look down onto the beach and see if there's anything real obvious sticking out. Yeah, so I'm on my way back to the car now. Beach kind of all looks the same, so you gotta take special note of where you actually parked. Cool thing about the tide coming in is that it turns the rocks over every day, twice a day. So if we came back tomorrow, we'd have basically a fresh set of agates to look for, which is really cool. And that's basically a never-ending supply. It's because there's billions and billions of pebbles for miles and miles and miles. And because the agates are harder than the greywacke and andesite and rhyolite, they tend to pile up more over time. Concentration gets higher and higher. That's why if you go to Birdlings Flat, right at the end of this coastline, there are hundreds and hundreds of little agates, and they're much more common than you would get here, but they're mostly worn down and, like I said, very small. Whereas here you got the chance of a big one like that one I found, and The whole ones are more common as well. And as I've said before, I enjoy listening to audiobooks while I'm out looking for agates. My brain just goes on autopilot, and I seem to find more that way, or possibly it just passes the time more. And it doesn't seem like I'm going as long between agates, although it has been a while now. I haven't found one since I turned around, I don't think. But that's okay, I've got my big one for the day anyway. Just about back at the car, and as is typical, spotted a little agate on the way. I'll do a concentrated search here in a last ditch effort to get a couple nice small nodules. A couple would be nice, any small nodules. There's a particular type that I really like to get more of, and that's little pink agates from Stew Point. Oh, there's one, just kicked over. It's not pink. Bit of agate. The ones from Stew Point are often pink and are really pretty. There's one that Tyler got in one of our last videos. The last video on the beach anyway. That was most likely from Stew Point. Really pretty agate. And I've yet to add one like that to my collection, so that's what I'm hoping for. Well, I was just talking about pink agates, and I think I found a broken one here. Let's have a look. There you go. Oh. Yep, that would have been a good one there if it was whole. But yeah, I believe this is, it looks like it's actually one of those ones from Stew Point I was just talking about. What are the chances of that? So that's pretty cool. Might be a tumbler. Nice colors. See if we can find a whole one. Well, that's it for today. It was a really good hunt. I really enjoyed it. Oh, that big one was so exciting. I'm glad I could share it with you guys. Thanks for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be putting out as many videos as I can before we move to Australia. It looks like we're not moving to an area that has agates, so the focus of the channel may change slightly, but I'll try to keep it as interesting and as relevant as possible. We might go looking for some opal, precious opal. We might go looking for some petrified wood. We might do a road trip to go look for some agates, and I'll certainly be heading up to Agate Creek as soon as I can. That's definitely on my bucket list, and I can't wait to get there. So yeah, here's the wrap up of what we got today, and yeah, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. This agate is so far beyond anything I could have reasonably expected to find on a beach. The black, grey and caramel colours are only typically found at two locations in Canterbury, namely Rangiatia Station, which flows into the Hinds River, and Mount Summer Station, a little spot there called Hetty Slip, which if it flows into a river at all would flow into the Ashburton River. In the current geological state, there's no real way that agates from those two locations can wind up south of the river mouths, since the longshore current flows north. So it's very likely that this agate came from one of those two locations, and it's very likely that it started its journey many thousands of years ago when either the river catchments were very different, and they ended up coming out of the Rangitada River, or it was moved in the Ice Age by glacial movement. It's what's commonly known as a landscape agate. You can imagine a golden river at the bottom there, sort of winding its way towards distant hills, or you could even imagine them as sand dunes. The middle section that's mostly grey is kind of like a sea of waves or dunes kind of fading into the distance. To me, it actually looks like a watercolor painting to that effect. It's just stunning. I really love it. And oh yeah, on the bottom left there's a sort of a creepy guy. So that's it for this trip. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.